You are about to opt in to Monerotopia, a show for the Monero community where all are welcome to join. From noob to maxi, no matter what bags you hold. Just sit back and relax to the sweet sounds of Monero's latest progress. Or if you're feeling inspired, join us on stage. Remember, the only thing that can stop Monero is a false belief that it can be stopped. And if you want to win the revolution faster, we recommend you remove your XMR from all custodial exchanges immediately. Warning, voting accidents are common around here. Don't forget to properly secure your private keys. Monerotopia starts now.
All right.
All righty.
Good morning. Good morning, Kamala.
Shut up. Cheers. Good
Cheers.
morning.
Great. Minus the straight hair. I don't like the straight hair.
Yeah, I know. And then I'm blonde, so I don't.
Sunita's gonna be
I'm
Kamala
attempting,
Harris
guys.
for
I don't know.
Halloween.
I was scrambling this morning. I mean, I didn't know what to do with my hair, but
You look good. The
I have the
pearls
pearls.
definitely bring it all together.
and then I have the sneakers,
The sneakers. Yeah.
and the pants, and the suit.
It's gonna be good.
So let's see.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Great.
Not gonna be Joe Biden.
See how that works out.
Yeah.
Good morning. Oh, whoa, straight hair.
I was
Thanks.
gonna be a Monero boy, but
I've been there.
it
Oh my
wasn't
god,
really
yeah.
working out. I couldn't
Yeah.
do the hair.
We were I was scrambling around yesterday trying to like find all the pieces, but it was tough. It came out. Oh, I guess you had to be there to really get it.
So what do we got?
Well, good morning.
Kevin Wadd's supposed to come on,
Yes.
and Monero Matteo or
Yes.
Matteo Monero.
Monero Matteo is going to be joining us shortly.
Let's see if they jump on.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then I think we have Litesh. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He wanted to come on. I believe he's the guy that has the CCS proposal up where he wants to do a music video for Monero.
Oh, cool.
So I told him to jump on as well.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, we could get to that. And other big news that we should probably get to before we have the guests on is
What?
Monerotopia.
Woot, woot.
Topia.
Monerotopia
Yes, so we put the website up.
is in the works. Yeah. Oh, I guess I can post it in the chat. So
Yeah, post in the chat. You want to show? You want to put it on the screen?
sure. I'll put it on. Let me share my screen. Let's see how fast I go. Whoop, right here. Quick. Okay. So here we go, guys.
Bam, it's live.
Woo! Monerotopia.com. It's happening, guys. It's happening. It's not just talk anymore because we've been talking about it for quite some time now. So yeah, here's the website. Monerotopia 2022. Confer and chill.
Confer.
Oh yeah, confer. April 7th, 2022, Miami Beach, Florida. Yeah, here's the website, guys.
Yeah, so it's going to be down the block from the Bitcoin conference. We actually haven't completely gotten the venue yet, but we're in talks. We were talking to two different venues. Both of them are
So, to
in
be determined.
walking distance. We're just trying to make the final choice here between which one we want to grab. But should be cool. Get shipwrecked
Around
just
the block.
around the block from Bitcoin 2022. So it's going to be a one-day conference. We're going to have like 4 to 6 speakers and DJs playing music in the background in between. So the idea is people just kind of chill, hang out, drink coffee, gratuitous coffee, obviously. We'll have cocktails. We're going to have McAfee-themed cocktails. It should be a pretty chill environment. And then every hour or so, we're going to have a new speaker go up. And it's going to be, kind of an intimate setting. It's not going to be in a huge venue, which, I think that's going to be cool. So tickets are somewhat limited. We don't have 1 million of them.
We're not like the Bitcoin conference.
Yeah, not like the Bitcoin conference. They have 35,000 people going. So try to grab your ticket early for that reason. And also it will help just give us momentum with the event when we start to see people grabbing tickets. And we tried to keep it relatively cheap. Hopefully I'm sure we'll get some sponsors, but it's coming together it's coming together very nicely.
Yeah.
So the early adopter ticket is $59. We were trying to set the tickets in Monero actually, but it was just getting annoying with using now payments to do that. There's no easy way to set the actual price tag in crypto. They only let you set it in fiat. So we're setting it in fiat, unfortunately. So, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. We thought it'd been cool to set it in Monero, and then that would have kind of forced people to make a decision whether or not they want to spend that, 0.2 Monero or whatever it is now or later. So $59, early adopter, jump on in. Like we said, greatly appreciate anybody who's thinking of coming. Grab a ticket sooner than later, and then we're gonna bump the price up to like $100, and then maybe 125 after that. And yeah, in terms of speakers, so been talking to all three of these people. Been texting with Chris Sky. He said he's totally down, totally psyched. He's actually sent me some great voice messages, which I love. We love this guy's voice, so we keep playing the voice messages. He sent this to them.
He's like a cool dude.
He's amped up. He's totally down. He's just not sure if he'll be able to leave Canada or get back. He's got a lot of legal issues going on, and then the whole vax passport thing. So that's kind of up in the air. So worst case, I guess he would probably just remotely present, but we're really hoping he'll come down. His last message sounded more hopeful though, like that he thinks he might be able to be there in the physical. Howard Chu, inventor of RandomX, or one of the inventors, the brains behind the concept. He confirmed. He said he would definitely be a part. He's not sure if he can make it in person, but he'll definitely be presenting remotely if he can't. And hopefully he'll make it in person as well. He said it's just too early to tell. And Daniel Kim is working on seeing if he could be there in person as well. So this is just the beginning. We're hoping to get maybe 6 speakers. We can't have too many because then it's just literally just going to be talks all day.
It's
so it's like already adding up fast. Like I'm like we're already running out of room for speakers. But we'll get a couple other big ones. Like I want to maybe get like an Eric Voorhees or something. Or
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, if you guys got any ideas for big speakers, throw them our way. People that you think could actually come on. And I'm super excited.
Yeah. And you want to talk about the background too?
The background. What's the guy's name? Because I only just met him on Twitter the other day, but apparently he's been doing a lot of cool work.
Yeah.
Siddhartha on Twitter. He's got a very long Twitter name. Siddhartha 0. He makes beautiful work. We pitched, explained Monerotopia. He got it right away, and he spun this up, which is awesome.
It came out really nice.
So you got the sinking ship in the background with my XMR written on it, the little Monerotopia Island, and Miami in the backdrop. So
pretty cool.
I'm excited.
So yeah, grab your tickets today.
Grab them today, guys. You'll give us momentum. You'll give the event momentum, and we'll keep growing it from there. And like we said, any ideas, send them our way. We're gonna have booths there as well. We've been already talking to a couple of people. I hope Seth doesn't mind saying that, me saying this, but he sounded like he was definitely pretty much in. So we're gonna have him running like a privacy tech booth. We may just make it all one booth that people can go up to. Really, kind of more of like a learning center, if you will. So people that are a little bit noobish, they can come, they can learn about Monero, how to get Monero, how to use Monero, what wallets to use, how to mine Monero. We have Mike. What's his full name? Mike, that's going to be doing the mining.
I don't know, actually.
Checking our chat. I just have him at Mike Custom Tech on Twitter. He's really into mining. He'll be down there showing people how to mine, how he makes his miners, how to use P2 pool. So the idea is we want this like area of the conference where you could stop by any day and kind of do a hands-on learning from experts on privacy tech and Monero, and get onboarded. So that should be cool. And we're hoping we can pilfer some of the Bitcoin people, some of the 35,000 Bitcoin people that will be down there. So we'll start spreading it on social media, and then maybe they'll buy a ticket to this as well, and they'll stop by. So it's not, we don't want it to be, strictly Monero extremists, which I'm sure a good percentage it will be, but we want to get some noobs, Monero noobs in there that can come and learn and
just hang out,
get addicted like us. So it should be cool.
Yeah, it should be really cool. Well, yeah.
So I don't know what happened with Kevin and
well, we have
Matt.
a person.
Yeah, throw Litesh up there.
Hello, Litesh.
Am I saying it right?
Hi. Hi, Sunita. Hi, Douglas. How are you guys?
Good. How are you? Man? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. So, I just basically wanted to talk about. Basically, we have created a Monero anthem that we have already listed on all the you can say streaming platforms. Like you can have on you can hear it on Spotify and all. So basically, I just wanted to give you a sneak peek into like what basically I'm trying to do. So basically, I started Cryptic Entertainments with the aim to create edutainment content around crypto ecosystem. For the reason being, because we have innovators, we have early majority. Like we now to bring the early majority into the ecosystem, we need to create a content which is at the philosophical level. Now I can't explain Monero in technical terms to my parents.
You're breaking up.
But I can surely try to explain how Monero is solving so same thing. Am I audible now? Hello.
Yep, we hear you. It's just breaking up a little bit, but go ahead.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, we can hear you. You can continue.
Great.
Maybe you want to do no video for a minute?
Following the same. Yeah, sure.
Could help with this connection.
Hello.
Go ahead.
I guess now it works.
Yep, go ahead. Go ahead, Litesh.
You can keep talking.
Great. So, following the same, we created a Monero anthem where we talked about how it's unpunchable and traceable. And if you guys would like, I can play that song on Spotify.
Yeah, let's play it here. Sunit, bring it up here because I think it won't be as good if you play it on your end because you have a shoddy connection.
There's a chat in StreamYard. Just send me the link, and I'll play it live.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll play it. I love the song, man. I think it's great. But yeah, you're doing a CCS proposal, right? Where you want to turn it into a music video now?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, very cool. And you've done this with other projects as well?
Yeah, actually, we just started, and before that, like we have already made tracks on which the ground realities. Like just recently, when China banned the cryptocurrencies, we came up with the track called "China is Back with Another Ban." So, and I had few of my friends in China. Please give a listen to it. Like I'm pretty much sure you guys will like it. And so basically, we are trying to explain cryptocurrencies, and Monero being actual cryptocurrency is something that we want to make sure that it goes to masses and people get to know that why it should be used and where it should be used. So those are the things that we wanted to talk about. Now there are plenty of things. Now we couldn't cover all the things in one track, so I wanted to talk about how like now Bitcoin is not that safe. Like even cash is safe than Bitcoin, because people investing heavily in chain analysis, and then all of our Bitcoin is now getting traced. And then there were other factors like Satoshi mentioned, like one CPU equal to one vote. Now that is not being possible with the Bitcoin because of ASICs coming into the play, but that is surely happening with the Monero. So all these things that I wanted to cover now I have a lot more ideas to create more Monero anthems. Like I wanted to talk about so many things that Monero is solving at the philosophical level. But yes, we started with this, and regarding the same, now we have released the audio. We'll want to come with the video as well. And parallelly, we are already working for a documentary with the name of Indian Crypto Revolution. I guess Litesh will be able to Douglas has seen the trailer. So basically, that's a three-part docu-series that will be released on either Netflix or Amazon Prime. We are in talks with them. So that crypto series, docu-series, is all about different campaigns that happened in India. Like there was a case where like we won the case against the Central Bank of India because they they gave a banking ban to all the major exchanges. Then there was a crypto relief campaign, and then now they like people are coming with so many projects. So all of these things like we'll be covering in this docu series. So I have a lot more plans, like apart from this video proposal that I have from the Monero community. I also have a lot more proposals that I wanted to discuss with you guys. But the point is, I wanted to prove it. Like first I wanted to show like I can create a good music video for the Monero anthem that we have already created. And then going forward, like I have an idea where we want to create like a video series, a web series basically, where we'll be like talking about how Monero is, you can say, solving problems. So we have already some ideas for the web series as well. But again, first we'll be releasing this docu series by the end of December on either on Netflix or Amazon Prime. And then going forward, then like I want to come up with the proposal where we want to create a web series where we'll be talking about Monero and its use cases.
Cool, man. Yeah. You guys, what I like about your song is you actually show an understand, because I know you do it for a couple of coins. You've done things like this, but you actually show an understanding of Monero, and you pointed out its most poignant thing, the most poignant things about it, which I think is awesome. Send us the link so we can play it for everybody now, so they could hear it. And,
I have shared the
we just
Spotify
wanted
link.
to bring attention to you and it and your CCS, and maybe people can donate if they want to see the video form of it. I think you guys do great work. I was checking out the other videos you've made. So is that where your skill set is in? Where'd you learn how to make these songs and make these music videos? It's actually pretty well done.
So basically, I'm trained in Indian classical music, and plus, like, I had been working in crypto education. Like, I was just handling the production work. I was handling the video production work for Penn State, who's into crypto education. So from there, I got the idea to why not start the edutainment content. Because see, till now, like the ones who are into education, they are doing really good job in making sure that those who know a little bit about crypto, they are getting to know the deep insights of how things are working. But what about people like my parents? What about like people who like are not that educated? How are they gonna be educated? So entertainment content is something that will bring them. So we have combined education with entertainment and created an edutainment kind of content, which is new of its kind. People have been using it for other industries, but if I talk about crypto, like we are the first ones who are doing this, and we want to make sure, and we want to be very authentic. Now we are not giving any buy calls or like sell calls. We are just telling people about, okay, how this particular technology is working and what this technology is solving that particular problem. So all of these things basically we are trying to create in our this
Yeah,
venture.
I think you guys do a really good job of actually including a lot of important information in your songs and making them catchy. Like I said, the videos are well done too. So let's play the song. Can you play?
Yeah, I think I can hear. I'm playing. Oh. All right, hold on. I'll play it. I'm trying to play right now.
Oh, she's gonna grab it. She's
Yeah.
gonna grab it.
But yeah.
Litesh, just when we still got you right now, why don't you? So, what is your proposal? What are you exactly asking the Monero community for? Just so everybody has a clear understanding.
Yeah, so basically, like now we are creating a high budget video for it. So we'll be using the high quality cameras, the same cameras that we are using for Netflix documentary. So we'll be using like we have a total crew of 30 plus people who will be working on this video, just to make sure that we are coming up with something that's really great. Now we can create something which can be done in a room as well. At the same time, we can do something that is actually a really good graphical representation of the song that we have made. So for that only, like we are like as per the present prices, like we are trying to raise like 20 Moneros for this video anthem, basically where like 30 plus people will be working on this track.
Oh, wait, I think we got it. You got it now?
No, it's not because it's an app on my computer.
Should I share?
Video? Yeah.
Do you have a non-Spotify link?
Non-Spotify link, because you sent me a Spotify link.
Yes, I do have.
So that would work.
Yeah, send us a non-Spotify link.
But yeah, we're working on it. Okay.
We got Kevin and
Yeah, we got
Matteo
Kevin and
ready
Matteo
to rock and roll over here. I saw people saying we'll talk about the chat for a second. Somebody saying we're too soft on Bitcoiners. I don't know, man. You got to go back and look at some of the interviews I've had. I don't think we're too soft. I get criticized for being a little too confrontational there, but
dude, that Peter McCormick video was just a trash bin fire. I mean, I love that. You need to get him back on, dude. He needs to answer for some of those
He's
sins.
never coming back on.
I don't think he's ever. Maybe we could try to get him to come to Monerotopia in Miami.
Yeah, he's very hopeful.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, maybe you could poach him from the Bitcoin conference. I wonder how many people are going to come over.
It should be.
Hopefully
I mean, there's 35,000 going to Bitcoin, so I think we'll have a few coming by to check it out.
Yeah, hopefully half the people who show up to the Monerotopia conference aren't IRS agents or government feds. We'll have to do ID checks.
Yeah, so be it. Let them come on in, right? We got nothing to hide.
It's totally legal. It's totally legal.
Exactly.
And then the next step,
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. We didn't even do a proper intro because we're kind of in between things. You want to get that?
I'm trying to, but he hasn't sent me the link yet.
Okay, well, yeah. Let's bring Kevin and Matteo in officially, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Big fan.
You guys are both doing amazing work. It's it's great to see you guys stepping up and pumping content out, and both in very unique ways too. You're not just regurgitating what's already out there. You guys are both putting out a lot of unique content with a lot of thought involved. So I greatly appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else in the Monero community does as well. So cheers to you guys. Good job.
Cheers. And cheers to you, man. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have learned as much as I've learned about this stuff and have made the channel. So,
well, it's good to see other people stepping up, and I'm sure we'll have plenty more. Anybody that's listening right now, that's on the fence, wants to get involved in Monero more, is looking to do something like a YouTube show or a podcast or a newsletter, whatever it may be, don't hesitate. This space is so new. There's so much room to grow. Just jump on in, and you'll enjoy the ride. I'd say the hardest part is just sticking with it, right, guys? I mean, that's the hard part. It's like trying to do it regularly on a weekly basis. It does take a lot of work, but I would say that's literally the challenge is sticking with it and being consistent.
Yeah, but the great thing going on with Monero is there's so much development happening that I could barely keep up with all the development. So thankfully, there's a lot of novelty continuing to move into the space with Seraphis and atomic swaps and all that great stuff. So luckily, there's all that. So it's good.
Exactly, man. There's no shortage. It's kind of overwhelming, actually.
It is overwhelming, dude.
And then we got Kevin is bringing up things in ways I've never even imagined. You've thrown some amazing content out there, man. What is you just go off and research these things, and because you put it together very, very well on the website as well, on the YouTube channel as well, with it looks like you put a lot of effort into it. How are you doing this? Give us a little behind the scenes and how you're making these videos.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you're muted, man.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm muted. Okay.
Oh, you're good now. We're good.
Yeah. So hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Kevin.
Like, it looks like it takes a ton of research. You're like not only just stating things, but you're showing proof, evidence to back your statements up. It's like you're doing the hard research as well. Tell us a little bit about like your process there, how you're doing this.
So actually, first of all, I want to say thank you. Because yes, as Matt has said it, I think that all you've done for Monero, this is incredible, and I think without you, Monero will not be what it is today. So yeah, I want to underline this, and yes, so my process is I really want to be convinced about what is going on. So in the first place, I make a lot of research, exactly, and because I want to be 100% honest with myself, and I cannot share information if I'm not convinced 100%. So this is what it is about. It is about going on the internet and trying to find the truth. And
Yeah, you do a
that's it.
great, like you find things that I've never come across. I've obviously been in Monero for quite some time, and you're finding these things that I've never even really come across. I like the show you did on big investors potentially coming into Monero and showing who has already, what firms have already kind of
Yeah,
made purchases
institutional
in Monero.
Monero.
What's that?
Institutional Monero.
Institutional Monero. Yeah, that was a great video, man. Great
Yeah.
video. You want to talk about that a little bit, actually? So
Yeah.
Let's riff on that topic a little bit. Kevin, if you want to
Yeah.
just jump into it, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
If you want to just talk on that topic a little bit, institutional Monero, the institutions coming into Monero.
Yeah, in the video I show that it's the same process than Bitcoin. So first of all, you have early adopters and some institutions. Like right now, I think there are at least 5 or 6 institutions that are heavily into Monero. And well, compared to Bitcoin, we do not have the same ecosystem yet. We don't have a lot of liquidity providers, just the problems with exchanges. And well, a lot of things are coming, I think, and we are extremely early.
And you mentioned one firm, a hedge fund. What was the name? I got it over here.
Yeah, I can right here.
I don't know. It was the first I had heard of them. Have you spoken to those guys at all, or you're just?
No, I didn't speak with them.
Okay.
It's just research,
Okay.
So yeah, the institutions, it's a block tower. It's a block tower, so it's a firm that has some Monero.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also Galaxy Digital.
Yeah.
We know that in 2018, they had more than 60,000 Monero. And so for Unchained, it's Harry Paul. So he is one of the founders of this company. And in interview, he speaks about owning Monero. And what is interesting is that he says that he cannot, as someone who is responsible, he cannot share with people that he owns altcoins. But he says that the only 2 cryptocurrencies that he's willing to say that he has invested in are Bitcoin and Monero. And he says that he cannot say for any other altcoin because in the event that the altcoin goes down evilly, he do not want to be responsible for this if other people have invested because of him. But for Monero, he seems confident enough to say that he owns it,
Mm-hmm. And there was Metastable, I think, was the other one. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
For Metastable, it's they came into Monero since 2014, so extremely early, and they made a report on this. And so I think they do not say how much they have, but since they've been since 2014, they must be EV into Monero.
Very cool, man. Yeah, I'd like to get one of those firms on Monero Talk, do a show. Matteo, what's your thought on all this? The likelihood of seeing more big money moving into Monero.
Well, I think it's interesting what Kevin said, because there was a tweet that was uncovered from Mike Novogratz, who heads Galaxy Digital, and he said, "I love Monero." And he said that back in 2017, and now everyone's retweeting it. But I imagine he didn't sell his bags. And I know that a lot of big players are into this stuff, or at least they're probably, because Adam Back was doing a presentation, I think a few years ago, And he was saying that, yeah, Bitcoin's not totally private. It seems to have fungibility problems that are worse than PayPal and some other, things that people use nowadays. And so he was saying that there is a potential for a totally private currency, which is private by default, but quote unquote, society is just not ready for it yet. So he seems to be aware of Monero. Maybe he thinks that it's not going to be adopted by governments and by banks, which is why he's not totally behind it. But I do think that banks and governments are going to get into this stuff, especially banks which are looking to provide their clients with private access to assets, which could perhaps hide their assets. And I don't know if you guys remember the story. I don't know if it was ever confirmed to be true or not, but there was a particular bank over in Europe, I want to say, called Goldman something. And they had said that they started to buy Monero for their clients. Now, it looked like a really sketchy bank. They had an Instagram, they had some other social media set up, but it doesn't look like they had too much development as of yet. It looked like a lot of their development was in the UAE. So it looked really sketchy to begin with. But I think that governments will probably use this stuff because, they're funding black ops and color revolutions and a lot of sketchy stuff. So it's possible that they could adopt it. And you don't see governments selling a lot of their Monero that they have. They sell a lot of their Bitcoin. And you've seen just in the last couple of days an auction for Bitcoin that they had seized, I think over in Germany, where they were selling the Bitcoin for $15,000 more than what the list price was, which of course, shows everybody how not fungible it is, because the fact that the government's selling it doesn't mean it's tainted, it's clean. But I do believe that governments are going to use Monero. As to whether or not you're going to pay your taxes in Monero is a completely different story. I think they'd rather have a transparent coin that they can totally track, trace, and tax than something like Monero, in my personal opinion. But nevertheless, I think that they're going to use it. Banks are going to use it behind the scenes. And people are going to pick this stuff up as they see the financial surveillance really roll through. That's my take.
Yeah. I pretty much agree with everything you're saying. Do you feel like Monero, I mean, ignoring the price, ignoring the fact that we're, ranked number 40 right now, do you think Monero is becoming more well-known, or we're kind of, I wouldn't say going mainstream, but do you think we're getting picked up by the mainstream, or
there's something going on, dude? Because Kraken and CoinGecko, I don't know if you guys saw this, but they both had advertisements out there for Monero, like on the social media, and people were sharing this around. Like, it's pretty weird that Kraken and both CoinGecko have just come out with ads saying that, yes, here's Monero, here's a little bit about it. So maybe it's getting picked up in the algorithms or something like that. But if you look at some of the big Bitcoin bros on the internet, like Coin Bureau, if you look at Trader University, who had just come out with a video comparing Monero with Bitcoin, and if you look at some of the people on the Bitcoin Reddit, there's a big awakening that seems to be happening about the lack of privacy for Bitcoin and the potential for centralization in the mining of Bitcoin. Now, I don't think they've made the connection yet as to the implications for that for Bitcoin addresses and Bitcoin's being blacklisted by OFAC, which to me is a big issue, which you've talked about with Jiraj Bednar. I'd love to have him on the show because he's a really, really smart guy in regards to the potential for Bitcoin censorship. He's done the math on that. And he said that if you have 10% of the Bitcoin miners regulated by OFAC, then you could have a high potential for Bitcoin transactions to be censored. So more people are waking up to this, I think. And I think that could be spurring some excitement about Monero.
Yeah. Definitely see it that way as well. Kevin, what do you think?
You're muted again.
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, I think for Monero, the time, as Matt said, this is coming, but I think it's more likely for in 2 or 3 years, I think, to really overtake or to really see the potential of Monero, and that everybody in the cryptocurrency industry is going to consider Monero not like an altcoin anymore. I think right now Monero is nobody sees it. As you said, it is a 40 in the classment, but it is not even an altcoin. So the organization of the market today is not right. I think we should have Bitcoin and Monero, and then all the rest. And over the next 2 or 3 years, I think this is what is going to happen. We will see an extreme surge of Monero. This is what's going to happen, I think.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, obviously, seeing like, you know, Shiba Inu and all these other fly-by-night coins, I mean, go to the stratosphere overnight. But I think it's also very telling and revealing of the fact that you can't just say that your coin is the use case of your coin is you know, store of value, all right, or number go up, when there's other coins that are conceivably doing that better overnight, right? So this whole number go up thing is great until other coins start going up faster and harder and starting to approach your market cap, and then you start to look at it and be like, all right, so if that's not the value proposition, then what is the value proposition? So I think it starts to eat away at Bitcoin, because really the only thing Bitcoin has going for it is the fact that it's, you know, digital gold store of value. And as I think a lot of us here on the show might believe, is, you know, that meme of digital gold came about when Bitcoin really failed at acting as digital cash, right? So it wasn't good for sending transactions, definitely wasn't good for sending them with privacy. So then it became, well, it's not about sending transactions, it's about just, you know, holding onto your Bitcoin, actually never even using it, just, you know, storing it away somewhere, and it will just go up in value. But, you know, why do we need Bitcoin for that? You could, you know, use Shiba Inu for that. You could use something else. Like, there's nothing fundamental to it that makes it better for that purpose than something else. It's just the network effect. And then you start to realize you need some kind of core utility that these things can provide that can't be provided by anything else. And that's where I think Monero really comes in, because it's doing something that only it can do that nothing else can really mimic. And that's why we see Monero being used in the dark markets, because out of necessity, people are using it because it's providing a utility that they couldn't, you know, that they can't find anywhere else, that it's literally the best form of money, of digital cash for those purposes. And so I think I'm hoping that will start to be the realization among people. Unfortunately, it's going to take a lot of rug pulls and people getting completely washed out. These coins going down just as fast as they went up. And then people kind of waking up to this. Well, what was that all about? Why did I even value that to begin with? Oh, it's because I was just following the herd, and we all decided overnight to give this value. And then people then looking over at some of these other bigger projects and be like, well, why are we giving those value? And I'm thinking that's the way things are going to go. What do you guys think of that opinion there?
Well, first off, man, Shiba Inu, that's yesterday, dude. Are you not picking up on Floki Inu? Are you not picking up on Dodge Elon Mars? Come on, dude. You got to keep up, man. No, it's absolutely nuts. It's just, see, I think Pirate Chain has a lot of potential for this reason. I know I'm going to get some pushback for this, but like, it's a meme market. I think that people are just hype over the community. They're hype over the memes. And unfortunately, this is just the reality that we're dealing with. And at some point, yeah, people are going to panic into Monero. I think that this is going to happen. When people realize that the IRS is tracking everything that's going on these public blockchains, when everyone realizes that these are just joke projects, which hurts a lot of people in the end, I think there's going to be a panic into sound currency, which is off the system, that truly protects their wealth. And when people figure out about the non-fungibility of Bitcoin and the cope, which is, I think, a bit cope of, you know, Bitcoin being digital gold, which means it failed as being an actual currency. And some people talk about the Lightning Network. I'm concerned about the Lightning Network, to be honest with you. I don't know how all of the mass adoption is going to take place. I'm not sure about the privacy in regards to it. There seems to be some concern about that. But I think that when people realize that crypto currency is for currency and that Monero is the best form of that, I think that there's going to be a rush into that from a lot of these other coins. So
at what point do we say that Bitcoin isn't the best store of value compared to others too? I mean, because how are you really looking at it? Is it the amount of time that the network has existed versus the value it's accrued over time? I mean, I haven't looked at the numbers, but like, Ethereum, if you look at Ethereum from when it started to where it's at, I mean, pretty good store of value. Is it a better store of value than Bitcoin?
Well, I think the store of value thing is different to me than a trade. I mean, you're getting in on an adoption trade, and people are like, oh, well, Bitcoin is obviously outperforming gold. Look at how well it's doing in regards to inflation. But you have to understand that when it comes to adoption, you're dealing with like an S curve. And where we are is on like the middle of that S curve where we're going parabolic. It's not exactly an inflation thing. It's just an adoption thing. Now, whether that means it's a store of value, I mean, ask the people in Lebanon or ask the people who are having rolling blackouts in California or, China, how great of a store of value this stuff is. And as far as store of value goes, I'm still a gold and silver guy. I think that cryptocurrency is meant to be used as a currency. The store of value thing, I'm still not sold on that personally.
I think I'm mute. Okay.
Yeah. You're good.
So first of all, for the first question, I think the Monero community is going to be blessed. And I think that Matt he's an embodiment of this. And because what we are following, this is not the price. We are following the fundamentals. And I think that this community, the universe, the way it operates is that, before giving you something huge, it's like he makes a test. And right now, this is like a test, and Monero is extremely undervalued. But at the end of the day, I think that we are going to shock the world. Well, for the question of the store value, there are a lot of videos about with Tonbase, and basically his argument saying that Monero is the worst store value of all the cryptocurrencies. He says it's because when we compare Monero and Bitcoin, we see that the price of Monero is going down compared to Bitcoin. But if we take this argument, and this is the only way to measure the effectiveness of the store value, then it means that Dogecoin is the best store value, because when this is the coin that has skyrocketed against Bitcoin, right? So I think this is not the right way to measure this. The right way to think about it is that there are the fundamentals, and the price action, this is separate. There is no link, especially with Monero, because right now there is a EV price suppression of Monero. And the fact is that I believe that when the fundamentals will align with the price action, this is when we will shock the world.
Exactly. No, you put it very well, Kevin. That's the point I'm trying to make. I think it's dangerous to say that, the value proposition of your crypto is only store of value when we're seeing other coins come out of the blue that are literally arguably have a better store of value depending on what time frame you're looking at it. We don't know what it's going to be like in 40 years from now. Of course we don't, but it's very dangerous to say the only utility that your coin offers is a store of value and it does it better than anyone else, because that can be flipped. But as opposed to building a tech that does one thing that nothing else can do on a technological level and doing it first and gaining the network effect on that, which is the digital cash. I feel like Litesh says, "Oh, Kevin, you want to jump in?" I just wanted to get Litesh because I know he's been waiting. He wants to play the video. But Kevin, what's the point you want to make?
Okay. So yeah, the point I wanted to make is that Monero is the best store value because this is private store value. Mm-hmm. And especially for nations, for the countries, if they own Bitcoin as store value, it means that potentially overnight their country could lose almost half of its wealth because it can be blacklisted. The international community can decide to blacklist some Bitcoin addresses. So, for instance, let's say that Iran owns Bitcoin. Then it's very likely that at one point, the international community will try to make some pressure. And if there are some situations like this, I think this will be a way for nations to add pressure on governments. So on the contrary, if a country owns Monero, this is a game changer, because this is unconfiscable, and well, they cannot ban it, they cannot blacklist it, and for a country, it does make the difference.
100%, totally agree. Yeah, the privacy aspects of Monero totally, improve its ability to be a store of value over these other traceable currencies. And the other thing too is just like its base use. If tomorrow the market completely collapsed and everybody said, all right, using these things as a store of value is questionable, and people lose faith, and all the coins crash, Monero will still be useful for its purposes. They'll still be using it on the dark markets, right? They're still gonna, turn to use it because people want to buy things and they want to use something that's untraceable, as opposed to everything else would just lose utility. So I think that plays into its store of value too, because it has this base utility at the bottom, that no matter what's going on, it's always going to be useful and therefore have value for that purposes. And then its value will grow over time as people gain faith in the fact that it's going to be here 10, 20, 30 years from now, and the network's going to grow, and with that, the price. But let's throw that video up there. Are we good to go?
Yeah. Litesh, you wanna?
Sure, playing.
Oh, he's playing it?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Untrackable, untraceable, a coin for all the kings. Fungible, obtainable, more than Bitcoin brings. Anonymous, it's keeping us safe from many things. Monero is gonna fucking swing. Oh, all this time I was focusing on so many coins, I didn't know what to do, so much was going on. Got dodges and odd some ripples, some dots. Monero is gonna come in hot, yeah. We have been so blind. This not the value coin, so safe, shall we buy? But someone's telling me why we have been so blind. A privacy console where we say gotta buy. Let me tell you why. Confidential transactions, yeah, we gotta take some action. Gotta hold on to our positions. There's multiple diffusions. That's the best, it's almost magic. At Monero, it's tragic. Atomic swaps have come up now on all your precious gadgets. Where all the whales, they can't be found. The white paper, no value now. No tinted coins, you're thinking how? Use finance, they will allow. On the dark web, it's you somehow. Where is the trace? Cannot be found. Privacy, so top notch, it's the coin that you can't live without. We have been so blind. It's not the value coin, it's so safe, shall we buy? But someone's telling me why we have been so blind. A privacy console where we say gotta buy. Let me tell you why. Untrackable, untraceable, a coin for all the kings. Fungible, obtainable, more than Bitcoin brings. Anonymous, it's keeping us safe from many things. Monero is gonna fucking swing.
All right.
Awesome.
It's good, man. It's good.
That was
So
good.
yeah, so anybody who's just tuning in, Litesh has a crowdfunding proposal up. He wants to make a music video for that. He has a group of guys that do this. They've done it for other projects. So, check it out. Consider donating. I think it'd be cool. They do good work. The song is cool, and the videos they've made are very well done. And yeah, good job, man. Good job. Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, you're
Rocks,
on
bro.
mute. I'll mute you. Litesh, you can talk. You were muted.
Yeah. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your appreciation and your feedback. And apart from this, we had talked about Monero in other tracks as well. We had talked about Monero in DeFi and LoFi, the track, and then we talked about Monero and Cake Wallet on in China is back with another band, the another track. So basically that track was basically you can say like I had my friends in China, and I could actually like relate to, and that's why I wrote that song. And now he's actually using Monero, like, and that's the real story. So basically I try to pen down like whatsoever like things are happening around me, and trying to make sure like I can pass on that message to those who don't know anything about crypto. So that's the basic agenda that I'm trying to make sure that it's been done.
You're doing a great job, man. Communicating it, it's entertaining. Like you said, I mean, we could talk about Monero all day in 25 different ways, but somebody might just hear a song for 30 seconds and it clicks when they hear the right keywords. So it's a good
Exactly,
medium.
and I can create a whole album on Monero. Like the fact being like there's so many things to talk about. Like I already mentioned, like the how its block size is adjusting. Like there's so many things that we want to talk about. But the point is like uh, you just need something. Yeah, like we need support to make sure that we can keep creating the content that is worthy of being created, and at the same time like we want to make sure that the right message is being passed on to the generations to come. So like as I can completely understand, like Monero is not less than a revolution, and in every revolution like artists and the art has played a major role in making sure that that revolution is spread like a fire. And with the same like now art forms have changed over the time. Like we are hanging out on this session as well, this is also like the form of art. Like you guys are also artists, and you're like creating something really valuable. So you guys are like making sure that this revolution is getting take like forward to the generations to come. And at the same time like we are just using another means of entertainment, and that is like creating music videos, creating originals, especially if I talk about creating original music, which is license free, which is like you can say which no one has right over it, like creating something really original, and then making sure that using we can use it for other purposes. Like you can use this track like wherever you want, and it's a license free, it's a purely original, like there won't be a copyright strike or anything. You can use it anywhere. And same way like I have been like making sure like okay, so there's a question, do you need a dancer for the music video? No, but I will let you objective.
I thought it was funny. I had to put that up. Of course, James.
James
See,
wants to see the video.
It must be in the video.
yeah, we
You
can
might
surely
get
help.
more
So,
funding that way
Yeah.
if you get James's.
Let's do it. Let's connect you guys.
so,
That's
so
good to know.
obviously, like we will love to have your inputs for the video as well, like whatsoever the inputs you have. And though we have some ideas for the video, but the point is like once everyone approves, only then we will go forward for it.
Awesome.
All right, Matt. Well, good
Thank
luck.
you, yeah.
Anybody who's listening today, go check out his proposal. It's good stuff. Are you going to be down? Are you going to be at the Monero conference? Are you going to the Bitcoin 2022 in Miami?
No, not as of now, like not planned, because I will be busy with the documentary, the docu-series that
Okay.
I was talking about. So that's not possible. I'm actually indulged in all of the projects whatsoever like we are doing. So with the directors, with the music producers. So I'm like, you can say connected, like I had to be everywhere, like whatsoever the work is being done. So that's why like, it's really hard for me. But yeah, I will try like someday, like to make sure that I can meet you guys any day.
Yeah, it would be great to meet you in person.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
man.
sharing the link for that as well.
Yeah, send it to me in the chat, and I'll.
Yeah,
put
we
it in the
already have
description.
somebody bought a ticket. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
All
Yay.
right.
Thank you.
Guys, it will help a lot if if you're gonna go, buy the ticket sooner than later, because we're keeping making the price cheap for early adopters, and then it just gives us more momentum in building the event, so we don't risk losing our shirt. I know James is gonna like that, so we don't risk losing our shirt on this. We got who else we got on? We got MB.
We got MB. How's it going? Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. I wanted to come on here today and get some people to install the new version of Peer-to-Pool. You did a Monero talk on it a few weeks back.
Yes.
Yeah.
and I tried it back then. It wasn't very easy, and I gave up on it. But now there has been an easy-to-use Windows installer made by someone, and you can find it by going to the peer-to-pool.observer site. It's listed in the top of the site. It has a link to the GitHub.
Amazing. You want to put throw the link in the comments
or in the private chat, and I'll
private
post
chat?
it in the descriptions after the show.
So how's your experience then been with P2 Pool since then?
It's been working very good. It's working stable. It's easy to connect outside miners to it. Just need the IP and XMRig. And I had some troubles with the Monero daemon closing itself and not starting back up, but that has been resolved after I found out if you have the GUI wallet running, you have to force stop the node when closing, so it doesn't run into each other, the two different versions of the node running.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is just another example of Monero doing things beyond just being, private and untraceable. There's a lot of other things happening behind the scenes that we never even get to really talk about. Outside, obviously, in the Monero community, we're talking about it all the time. But when you go and talk to people in the general crypto community, it's hard to even get to those topics. You just end up talking about fungibility the whole time. Litesh basically was talking. The point I think he was trying to make is there's so many things to talk about in Monero, but it's hard to cover it. Dynamic block sizes, the tail emission, random X, and now P2 pool, and these are all very unique things that make Monero extremely robust for what it's trying to do. And yeah, just another example of it. So yeah, anybody that's listening, definitely if you're into mining, you've been mining, move over to P2 pool. There's really absolutely no reason not to use it, right? MB, now that you said it's easier to use, one, it's you should be using it because you're not risking giving too much mining power to one person that controls a pool, and number two, there's just no fees that are taken out, right?
Yes, there are no fees, and the minimum payout is very, very low.
Right. So there's absolutely no reason not to use P2 pool if you're a miner. There's all the incentive is there to use it.
I think it would be a little bit easier to trace your botnet if you're trying to connect it to your P2 pool node.
Okay.
If you have a botnet, you will probably stay with a centralized pool for now.
Okay, so the only people left on centralized pools will be botnets?
There has to be some work done with P2 pool, because right now, if you have really low hash rate and the pool increases its own hash rate by a lot, it's going to be hard to find shares. So you will get payouts very rarely, maybe like once every month. But that can be easily fixed by introducing more peer-to pools, and they would have lower hash rate, and of course the payouts stay the same even if you only find a share a month, because then you will get more rewards for this share. It's just that you get more regular payouts in a smaller pool.
Got it. Are you going to be down in Miami? Considering going to Miami?
I don't think so, but I'm going to the one in Berlin.
Okay, the MoneroCon?
Yeah.
Do you know if has there been any progress on putting that together?
Yes, there has been progress made. They're trying to make something up with the venue. They're not sure if they can take everyone in, but it's starting to take form.
Beautiful. Yeah, we'll definitely be there, and that's in June, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, as long as it's June, we should be good. Right, Sunita? Can we go?
Yeah.
Please. MoneroCon. Kevin, Matteo, what else you guys want to talk about? There's so much to talk about. What's the big news in Monero right now?
Dude, I don't know. I've been out for a couple days, so it feels like a year in this new world.
Did you
Sorry, what's that?
see that they figured out how to reduce the wallet sync time by 50 to 70%?
I saw something like that. There's a new proposal out for that, right?
Yeah, apparently I think it's been around for a while, or it was originally proposed, but I think it had some shortcoming to it, and then figured out how to redesign it in a way where that shortcoming no longer exists, and now it's really a no-brainer to add it. There's really no negatives, and it gives us a 50 to 70% reduction in sync time, which is huge. So that means, when you're loading your Cake wallet, it's for transactions moving forward, though, we should say. It's not going to reduce all past transaction loading by 50 to 70%, but moving forward. But that's tremendous, because that's, one of the complaints we get when people are using Monero. They got to load, and it takes a while to sync. So 50 to 70% is tremendous, and it seems like it's already been figured out, and Jay Berman is going to step up and implement it, figure out how to actually implement it.
Yeah, Jason's doing a hot job, isn't he? He's new on the scene, right? He's one of the people who figured out the bug from a couple months ago,
Yeah.
and now he was brought on. Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, so shout out to Justin. Shout out to or Jason. Is it Justin or Jason?
Justin.
Yep.
Justin. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Justin.
Great. Well, shout out to Jason or whatever. Jason. Cake wallet. Doing great. But as far as news, I did see your interview with Ko. Is it Ko or Ko? I'm so bad with names, obviously.
Ko. Yeah, we call him Ko.
Ko.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the interview you did with him about Seraphis. Good promising developments there. I'm not a technical guy, so as far as the takeaway for that, sounds like atomic swap's going to be easier, transactions faster, more like a bigger ring size. He said up to 64 to 120 or something like that for the ring size, which would just be unstoppable at that point if they got it up to that level. But yeah, most of the stuff he was talking about went over my head. But I mean, the download on that was pretty cool. Sounds like promising development.
Yeah, and he's the guy that came up. I think he's the one that figured out this 50 to 70% reduction too. It's like we didn't even bring that up on the show. The guy's amazing. I believe he's a mechanical engineer. He went to school for mechanical engineering. Obviously, he's the guy's a genius. I mean, he just picked up cryptography, figured it out, and now he's inventing in Monero. He's taking to the next, and he understands Monero so well. He's also the guy who wrote Zero to Monero. I don't know if you ever tried to read that. It's not super, easy to understand. I mean, it gets pretty complicated pretty fast, but it's pretty amazing that he broke everything down there. And I think, a lot of people use that to get familiar with Monero. And because he's spent so much time trying to simplify the explanation of Monero, I think he's come to understand it really better than anyone else too. And now he's figuring things out that nobody's yet to figure out. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, so I saw that interview too, and I think, yes, it was very, very interesting. And especially, the possibility now with Seraphis to see the actual balance on addresses from the view keys. Right. I think this will be a game changer for exchanges. But I have to say, I was surprised when he said that it might not be that useful for exchanges because we would see a lot of UTXOs. So yeah, that part I didn't really understand what he meant and how it would mean that we could not use it for exchanges, because if it's a question of UTXOs, maybe they can send their Monero on a specific address, one address for cold storage, and then we will see with the view keys. But yeah, this just to be sure that we will be able to use it for exchanges, I think this will be a game changer.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, he did have some, right? He said there might be some issues there with people basically, it would be giving out, there'd be too much information that the exchanges would have on essentially too many people, and then it could be used to start to figure out what the decoys are versus what the real transactions are. Go ahead.
Because there is also the improve protocol.
Mm-hmm.
But with this protocol, the problem is that if there are too many people that send their Monero on exchanges, then it's possible to see the UTXOs, so it brings the privacy down. But with the Seraphis, yeah, I think maybe this will not be the case, and we will be able to use it. But yeah, again, this part I didn't understand very well, so I still don't know if it will be a game changer for exchanges. You know, I have to see it even further, but as I understand right now, I think yes, it will be.
I'm waiting for somebody to figure out how we get rid of that 20-minute wait time. That's going to be a breakthrough.
100%, dude. That blows my mind. I mean, you could maybe hedge against that, maybe having different wallets. Is that a thing where you have multiple wallets, and so therefore you can like spend your Monero more like fluidly? Can you do
Yeah,
that?
I mean, the idea is, I guess you hold your Monero in denominations similar to you'd have a $10 bill, a $1 bill, and then you would, and it would kind of all be programmed into the wallet that way, where you can seamlessly spend those denominations. But I don't know. Obviously I'm not the guy who's building all this stuff, but that doesn't seem like the solution. It feels like there's going to be something that needs to be done to the protocol itself, but that's me completely shooting from the hip and not being able to understand the stuff on a deeper level. Kevin, you have any comment there on that? Because that, for me, that is it's a bit of that's kind of like what I see as kind of the last hurdle in terms of usability for people.
From a technical point of view, I don't really know, but I think it's a question of repartition of the UTXOs among different addresses. So in the last resort, what would be possible would be that the wallets, they would organize the UTXOs differently, and for the user experience, it will be better. But yes, as you said, I think the technology will evolve, and at the end of the day, this will not be that important, because I think we will find a way, and this 20 minutes problem will disappear.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't personally been a problem for me yet. I mean, we use Monero quite a bit, even like when we're selling the coffee and stuff, because then we're really just taking transactions in. So it hasn't gotten to the point where like, oh, wow, we can't
it's not
use
like
this.
that. Yeah.
And then when we were with the tipping, or when we were using the batch transactions for that, so that solved that
made
problem.
a huge,
But it's got to be solved. It's got to be solved. We gotta. Hopefully that will come around. MB, you have any comments on that?
As of right now, the only way it could be made more easily be usable would be like a wallet that auto sends transactions to itself. So you have like many different outputs, and if you send like a small amount, not the whole wallet gets locked up. And that way you could spend small amounts, but I don't think you can really get rid of it for quite some time. It will take big improvements, some new discoveries, probably because it's referencing other transactions on the chain, so you can't just make that go away, because if transactions disappear and you reference them, that's a problem.
Right. So it'd probably be not until we're beyond Seraphis and beyond ring signatures and we're using some other core technology at its core for those purposes, right?
Yeah.
But good enough for now. I mean, does the job today, and it's worth it for what you're getting on the other end, which is digital cash. Guys, I think we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
Just because we have to move on with our Halloween plans. Gotta go
Happy Halloween weekend, everyone.
Gotta go grab Franya and head to a Halloween party. Anything else you guys want to chat about before we wrap it up?
Silence.
There is so much to cover that we might as well just cut here before we go on for another 5 hours. So
that is true.
Yeah. You said you're taking a break from Monero for a while, I saw, or that was just for a few days or something?
just for a few days. I'll be back. I mean, when I'm here at the house with the desk here and the news in my face, I mean, I can't help myself. So I'm sure I'll be back sometime next week. Just taking a little bit of a break to work on other things. But yeah, for sure, we'll be back in the action zone, in the danger zone.
Would love to do a Monero talk with you as well at one point, where we could just do a one-on-one, hour conversation. That'd be great. We haven't done that yet.
For sure. Absolutely. I'm down.
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
Kevin, thanks for coming on. Anything else you want to bring up?
Yep. Now you're good.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I just want to say that yes, I think that the things that are coming from Monero are extremely good, and it's always a pleasure, to share a talk with you. And yes, it was good.
You think we'll see you down in Miami? No pressure.
He's asking.
Well, well, I would love to. And I will try. I cannot guarantee, but I will try.
All right, that's good enough. We'll take it. That goes to everybody. All right, guys,
Yep.
we'll close it out.
Thanks, Litesh.
Litesh,
Thanks,
thank you
MB.
so much, man. Guys,
Thanks,
don't forget
Matteo.
to check
Thanks,
out
Kevin.
his funding request
I'll put it in
for the music
description.
video. Yeah, put it in the music
Yep.
description, and we'll close it out. MB, thanks again, man. Jump on anytime.
Thank you, guys. And yeah, I guess.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween.
Thank
Happy
you, everyone.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween,
Take
guys.
Happy
care.
Halloween.
Adios.
Have a nice day.
Adios.
You too.